used an ex-boyfriend to try and bump off an ex-husband. A Port St. Lucie woman is arrested and accused of hatching a murder-for-hire scheme. Treasure Coast Bureau Chief Brian Garner talked with the man police say she planned to kill about the plot that almost was. He's joining us live tonight from the Stewart News with the story. Brian?
Jim, Glenn and Mary Pedrera were high school sweethearts. They were married for 34 years, had 2 children. But like so many couples do, they grew apart and got divorced. And that's where this story begins.
You would have thought after all this time, it's almost a year that we're separated, that it would have gone by already. But unfortunately, sometimes things can't move on.
Glenn Pedrera says Mary, his wife of more than 30 years, always had a possessive and controlling streak. But he never imagined she would dwell on their failed marriage nearly a year later.
It's mind-boggling.
Mary found a new boyfriend, but police say that relationship was based on one thing: getting rid of her ex-husband, Glenn.
You still want him dead when...
Police started recording Mary's conversations when the boyfriend tipped them off. She'd been pressuring him to have Glenn killed. She even gave him a slip of paper with Glenn's photo, a description of his car and license plate number.
My fault you didn't do it when you had a chance. You stole and played games. Now you have to finish your game.
Everybody exes has issues. But when the words murder and it steps across a certain line that we have no choice but an obligation to look into it.
At some point in the plot, Mary learned police were onto her. She told the boyfriend to go find a payphone and call off the hit.
Go to a public phone and just call off now.
Those recordings led police to arrest her for conspiracy to commit murder. Speaking from the protective walls of Port St. Lucie's Police Department, Glenn Pedrera admits he's scared.
We're all like petrified now. I mean, for the rest of my life now, I'm going to have to look over my shoulder. I mean, you know, what can I say?
Mary Pedrera told detectives she didn't recall saying the things in those recordings. She said she was under the influence of prescription drugs and that there was no murder-for-hire plot. She's out of jail on bond, $25,000 worth. Reporting live from the Stewart News, I'm Brian Garner, WPTV News Channel 5.